Welcome. Message from the streets. Today's message, a hard message. Who can stand it? That through collective reasoning and, reviewing my life and the things that have gone on in my life, there's only one conclusion. Is that the so-called black man here in the shores of the wilderness of North America has failed the so-called black family. I know that's difficult, so people gonna get defensive, but when you look at it, we've been put in a trick bag, set against one another, separated, by the different levels of melanin that we have. We melanin excessive, recessive, separated by jobs and things of that nature. But when you look at the condition of the youth that are our children, that are a part of our family, collectively, our communities, that the so-called black man takes most of the responsibility, if not all the responsibility, of the condition of these children coming up today. The black man has left the family because of selfishness, going out, selling drugs, committing crimes. And in some of these instances, these situations were created. Yet, we are 20 years, 30 years past the initial attack, 40, 50 years, and we haven't regathered ourselves yet. So some of the so-called black men, melanin excessive men, have become successful, and they have forgotten where they came from. They have left their families, their communities in shambles, and have gone and put on the mind and the consciousness of the so-called white man, and they are separated. And they are not giving back. Brother Umar Johnson said, besides barbershops, a couple of clubs or whatever, what have so-called blacks put back into the communities? We have no grocery stores. We have no banks. We don't have any schools. But we got a lot of churches. We got a lot of places to go and praise with little results. Because even the minds that are produced from these churches that come out on a high level, they get successful and they forget where they came from. And it's not everybody, but we need a collective surge of black, so-called black men to make an earthquake on this planet by stepping up and doing what we're supposed to do to take care of the black community. These children that's running rapid, males and females, they don't have no father figure. And if they do, their father most likely is weak. Not in all cases, because some kids are just rebellious. But the thing about that is that the father supposed to teach lessons, that the mother supposed to have to teach lessons. So collectively, the father and the mother can be held responsible for the conditions of these children, because some of these young girls, their behavior is a straight reflection from what their mothers have allowed them to do. The father maybe say, I don't want her to do this. But again, the overall construct of what melanated people are going through is the failure of the so-called melanated, so-called black man to take his position amongst men. Even if it has to start in our communities. We don't have to be in Hollywood. We don't have to be rappers and musicians to take control of our communities. What happened is the parents have become afraid of the children. The children are kicking the parents up the butt, sending them to the store, telling them what to do. You know why? Because a lot of parents have fallen to vices, and they have become weak. They have become passive, and they have become disrespectful to themselves and their kids. And because they have become disrespectful to themselves, their kids don't respect them. So again, it's falling back on the adults. But I'm going to say again, it's the so-called black man. He's the one that's supposed to go out and get communities of other so-called black men across the United States and make coalitions to fight our own children if necessary. I'm not talking about dealing with them with violence, but we had to go and step in these communities like the Nation of Islam did before time and stand up and show them what black men is about, have programs and options for them to take different roads, because the roads that the colonizers have set for our children is the road of destruction. It's the road of death. And then when they put them on, and then when they go to these roads, the colonizers say, look at those Negroes. Look at these uncivilized, savage, ratchet people. See what I'm saying? And what can we say? We look on the news, a lot of the elders, they just shaking their heads. They can't believe it. But it's true. And it's a failure. And the so-called black man that's in prison, they're selling drugs, they're going robbery capers with their kids, they help their kids sell drugs, they set this disfigured figure of what a man's supposed to be, and their sons and daughters follow behind it. So you, black man, so-called black man, you are the problem. And if you don't get yourself right, the black, so-called black family, melanated people will never be right. And this is a plague and a disease and a curse on the children of the so-called slaves here in the shores of the wilderness of North America. We got to get this together. We need finances. We need volunteers. We need people that are not afraid. We don't need no cowards. They can't stand on the front line in the midst of our children and talk to them and communicate with them and show them that there's a better way. We can't save them all. Matter of fact, we can't save none of them. But we can give them the tools to save themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just my point of view. I think that we must do better. I know that we must do better. And we can't keep on saying the white man, they did this and this and this and this. So what? They did it. But we must address our issues. They can't do it. Just like we can't stop them from hating. Other so-called European people, Caucasian people, have to step up and be like, no more. God, this is no good. This is a fallacy. This is a falsehood. And just like this gangster, this murder rap, this murder culture, this is no good. It's a fallacy. It's a falsehood. We killing ourselves. When you go out here and carjack somebody's mother, sister, you carjacking your own mother and sister. You carjacking your own father. See what I'm saying? But you don't comprehend that because you haven't been taught vital lessons of life. You have been indoctrinated by the television, by these rappers. You've been indoctrinated by foolishness of the public school systems. And I blame that on the so-called black man. Because there's no way that our children should still be in these institutions that are indoctrinating them with this falsehood or this low-level information that they don't have an appetite for. When there's so much money out here, they can build our own charter schools. We can get charters. We can do better than what's going on. Somebody got to step up. One person can't do it. LeBron James can't do it by himself for what he did. Dr. Umar Johnson can't do it by himself. The Nation of Islam can't do it by themselves. But collectively, people can do it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just a message from the streets. I bring this message in love. I leave you this message in peace. Peace, love, and just do better. Stand up. Fathers be fathers and put the children in their places. Take the guns from them. Take the drugs from them. By any means and all means necessary. Oneness.